Hey, this is Devin with Cast Gear. Today we're going to be tying a Chunky Chernobyl, which is a variation off of your traditional Chubby Chernobyl. It's something that we just kind of worked up for fishing the Henry's Fork. It floats really high, it's easy to skate, lands upright, just kind of became a go-to pattern for us. So what we'll do here first is we'll put a thread layer down the hook shank. Next step, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tie in a little crystal flash here at the point of the hook and wrap it back to the bend. And then I go ahead and bring my thread back up to the eye here, and I start building a little base of dubbing for the body. Today we're going to be using a UV ice dub in shrimp pink. You can tie this fly in a lot of different colors, just kind of match whatever situation you might need. Use this fly a ton as an indicator bug, but the fish really eat it. So go ahead and wrap this dubbing on the thread here and start working my way back. Just give myself a little base to start with. Don't worry if the dubbing's a little loose. You're going to be building up over the top of that and really snugging it down as you proceed through this fly. So adding a little more dub there. Keep working my way back to the bend and then back up to that hook point. Next step, take some tan foam. You can use black, brown, whatever your heart kind of desires, and then trim those edges, kind of give it a tapered back, and tie that in. From here I generally will trim off my crystal flash before I move on to the next step. So from here, I'll wrap in my legs, and I use bass skirt material. Just love the shape of these legs and love the movement. Plus they're pretty inexpensive to get your hands on. Put my legs in on either side, and then I'll take some EP fiber. I go ahead and I tie that in. I'm going to take some dubbing here to kind of finish that off, make it real clean before I start moving forward. Pull everything out of the way and kind of start working on building up some dubbing here for the body. Go ahead and add what you need to get up to the next point where you're going to tie in some more legs and kind of get closer to finishing this bug off. Add a little bit more. Like I said, this fly takes a ton of dubbing. So far it really looks like your traditional chubby, and there's really not a whole lot of variation till the very end here. Okay, once you get to there, pull your foam forward. Go ahead and tie that off. A couple of wraps of thread. And we're going to go ahead and take some more EP fiber for this front wing. Tie that in. Now, here's your difference. We fold this foam over to build up a nice head. So this thing will skate real well, land upright, just give a little extra flotation to this bug. Like so. Then we take our legs, wrap those in. And now we take a little bit more dubbing, kind of finish this bug off and hide those thread wraps. Okay, and then come forward. Now instead of using a whip finisher here, I just use a half hitch tool, because you'll want to glue this fly and just make sure it's super stable. Trim your extra. Okay, now finishing steps for this. Come back and we trim off our foam and our wings. I like to cut these wings back at an angle so they kind of lay back a little bit more flat, like a traditional stonefly. Then I'll flip the bug over and trim a little bit off each leg so they're not just crazy long. And that is a Chunky Chernobyl.